Colorado has landed the highest rated recruit in program history in quarterback Julian JuJu Lewis. Talk about what that means for Colorado and Julian right after the stinger. Before we jump into talking about Colorado and new quarterback Julian Lewis, if you like what we're doing here at Campus to Canton, please hit that like and subscribe button. Help us grow the college fantasy game to the rest of the world, and obviously just show everybody how great college football is. So, Julian Lewis, who as of less than a week ago, at least at the recording of this video, was committed to USC, decommitted when Houston Longstreet committed and is now committed to the Colorado Buffaloes, who were in the running to flip him anyway. And I guess this is technically considered a commit. He stands at 6'1", and is, you're about to hear this correctly, only a junior in high school. He would be a senior in the 2026 year and would be in the 2026 recruiting class. However, he has reclassified and will be joining the Colorado Buffaloes next year. That is fairly impressive for a player who's only played 3 years in high school, especially when you go and look at the fact that he is, as of right now, passed for over 10,000 passing yards in his 3-year high school career. Started 15 games as a true freshman, threw for over 4,118 yards with 48 touchdowns and only 12 interceptions. He followed that up with over 3,000 passing yards, 48 touchdowns to 2 interceptions. And then this year's currently passed for 2,842 yards, 40 touchdowns, 4 interceptions with still some games left. He's a very talented passer and a very good pocket passing quarterback. That is what he brings to Colorado. That is, though, a little bit of a concern in the fact that he is not a guy who's going to extend plays with his legs. So if you look at what his real game is, he is incredible at dissecting defenses. He throws with good anticipation and delivers the ball fairly well in the short intermediate areas. His ball does lose a little bit of that velo on the deep throws. We have him ranked right now or tracked at a 52 max velo, where we track quarterback arms, which is one of the lower ends in the class. And to give that a comparison to a former NFL player or a college player that you may know in watching this video, one Boise State's Kellen Moore is kind of where his arm stacks up. Again, as a quarterback, really good at manipulating the pocket as well, does a very good job of stepping up when rushers get by him or flushing out of the pocket to deliver the ball, and is in a very quick passing attack game at Carrollton, Georgia, which is where he plays his high school right now. The concern in him going to Colorado, there's going to be the talks, right, about Deion possibly leaving. Pat Shurmur, though, has done a great job with Shedeur this year, and they don't technically have a quarterback that I would be extremely worried about on the roster if you're a Julian Lewis fan. Currently, Ryan Staub, Walter Taylor, and Destin Wade are the only quarterbacks on the roster, assuming Shedeur Sanders goes to the NFL with the year he is having. I think that's a fairly safe possibility. However, when you look at the wide receiver core, Jimmy Horn Jr. out of eligibility, Will Shepard out of eligibility, LeJontay Wester out of eligibility, and their next best and arguably one of the best players in all of college football, Travis Hunter, is likely going to the NFL because of how talented he is. Now, Draylon Miller, Omarion Miller have looked extremely impressive in the short periods of time as they've been able to get on the field and do things, and we at one point in time were very big fans of Cordell Russell, though he is an extremely raw prospect. If Julian Lewis goes into Colorado and is expected to start as a true freshman, we could see him struggle a little bit, but I do think it's not unfair to say that he comps fairly well to Shedeur Sanders' game. And we've seen what Shedeur Sanders has been able to do last year at times where he did struggle a little bit at the back half, but then specifically this year where as of right now, it looks like Colorado is pushing not only to win the Big 12 championship, but possibly even make the playoffs. Julian Lewis has a chance to do that. And again, he is a very highly rated prospect. He is currently sitting at a 95.86 star rating, a 4-star in the composite. He is QB 10 for On3, QB 9 for 24/7 Sports, QB 2 for ESPN, and QB 3 for Rivals. He is currently my QB 6 in the class, and that is just because I feel like he lacks a little bit of that upside, specifically running the ball. But again, with his arm talent and everything he's been able to do in dissecting defenses and being able to get the ball out quick, I think that he can thrive in practically any offense he gets into, especially if he has the weapons. Colorado's offensive line has looked much better this year, so he should get the protection. And we've seen Deion has not had any trouble going into the portal and getting players. So if we make the safe assumption to say that Deion is able to go into the portal and possibly get some wide receivers for the 2025 college football season, we could be looking at Julian Lewis not only starting as a true freshman for the Colorado Buffaloes, but actually being a very effective and good playmaker for them. Because again, I think he matches up fairly well to Shedeur Sanders, especially when it comes to using play action and getting the ball out quickly. It's going to be really fun to see what happens with Julian Lewis now that he is going to Colorado. Obviously, the big thing again will be, does Deion stay? And if he does stay, we expect Pat Shermer to be the offensive coordinator. But if he doesn't, what does this team look like? Regardless, Colorado, again, you've landed the highest rated prospect in your program history and a very, very talented quarterback. You should be excited. Deion's continuing to build great things for the Buffaloes. What do you guys think, though? Julian Lewis, will he start as a true freshman for Colorado in 2025? And will he succeed with the Colorado Buffaloes? Talk to you guys again soon.